Grand day. Welcome to Reaper Suburban Homestead. I'm your boy Reaper. Today is Thursday, October the 9th. It is currently 65 degrees today. It is supposed to get to 83. The low is supposed to be 58. There is no chances of rain in the forecast as of now. Um, hadn't streamed at all this week. The weather's been weird. Been getting slight rain in the morning or at night. And I don't usually work in the garden when it's wet. So we didn't really get any of that yesterday. Kind of chilly though. It's kind of chilly. I'm kind of cold. I'm kind of cold. All right, well, we're going to start off this morning. We're going to harvest some okra. Um, we're going to need to water the garden. We gotten weird rain, but not enough to actually water the garden. So we're going to actually get that done today. But we're going to harvest some okra first. Like, y'all don't really want to see me. Flipper Ripper. We're gonna see what we got going on out here. Look at the germination rate for these peas were terrible. Not a big deal. The seeds were old. I always start with my old seeds first. But we'll probably come in here and replant some more. All right, let's get on out here. I did bring some shears, some pruners. All right. I'm not sure what we'll have to harvest today because we harvested yesterday afternoon. So it might not be much. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give this thing a quick little walkthrough. I'm gonna give this thing a quick little walk around and see what all. Cause like these are decent size. We'll let them get a little bit bigger. Just trying to see if it's anything worth harvesting now. I think I see like one so far, two that are actually big enough that I want to harvest. Like that three. Okay, there are a few up in here. There are a few up in here we see. So, that being said, we're gonna put y'all on the kangaroo pouch. And then we're gonna get y'all up close and personal. Let's do this like this. We're gonna put that right there. Put y'all in the kangaroo pouch. And we're gonna go ahead and harvest that little okra that morning. A few of them are ready. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now for the shakiness. Shake it. Look, my nieces came over yesterday. And they were playing in the dirt. She got the rake. And she was raking stuff out. She did a pretty good job too, leveling that stuff out. Look at her. Go ahead. My little baby. She getting it in. I like it. That's cool. And we're gonna have to finish leveling this out. Supposed to finish this bed last week, but Sunday was really busy for me. Matter of fact, didn't even really spend any time in the garden Sunday. No complaints, just it's life. Normally that would have just worried me to no end. I would not have even been able to enjoy myself or worrying about what I didn't get done, man. Guess as I'm getting older, it's just, these are just plans, bro. If they don't go out the way, they don't shape up to the way that you want them to be, it's not the end of the world. You gonna be alright. And I enjoyed. I enjoyed the event. I went to a cacao ceremony. I've never been to one, never even heard of a cacao ceremony. But I got a chance to experience one Sunday, and it was really nice. It was really nice. I'm not gonna say I suggest everybody try it, but I will say I suggest everybody try something new, try something different, experience something outside of the culture that you were born in. Might enjoy it. I did, and the cocoa was good. The cacao was good. Yeah, it really was good. It was really a time of honoring, respecting the cacao as well as reflecting on life. I think it was passed down. Ooh, I don't want to get this wrong. Was it the Aztec or the Mayan people? Oh, I'm finna get this wrong. It was either the Aztecs or the Mayans. I think that started it. The guy that led the ceremony, I think he was Mayan. I think so. Um, and it was nice. His wife was there, kids were there, two girls, beautiful. Um, his wife prepared the cacao. It's amazing. Tastes good. The whole concept was good. The whole concept was basically like sitting around having talks about things in life with the elders. And they have a matriarchal society, so it was mostly grandmothers and aunts and stuff that were around them, according to him. But I can get down with that though. I liked it. Hey yo, what's good, Slay Queen? Yeah, they are future homesteaders. It seems that way for real though. They love it out here. They really do. First thing, the middle child asked for was the carrots. Y'all got carrots? Y'all playing carrots? Y'all playing? Y'all want to see carrots? Then she was like, "They ain't big enough to pull yet." I was like, "Nah, not yet, baby girl." She was like, "Oh," and ran off to play with something else. I love it. I love it. All right. I almost got these okras. Like I said, we just harvested okra. I just well, the nieces were out here too. We just harvested okra yesterday evening after I got off work, so it's not gonna be a lot of them that are of size. Some of them are decent. Oh, I've been dehydrating these things, right? I got a dehydrator. Nothing fancy, just a cheap one off like Amazon. And I seasoned some normal, like I guess you can call it a Creole seasoning. They were pretty good. I learned don't be heavy on the seasoning. Um, it's okay to be a little light on the seasoning. I live in Michigan. I only have one big fat ogre in the garden. We in Mississippi. We are in Mississippi, so we as you can see, we can get it in. We planted late, and it was 30 last night. That's crazy. Okra ain't gonna like that at all. I'm surprised you still got that one okra. That's close to freezing. Okra about to give up the ghost. And so even for us, when it end of this month, um, I'll be getting rid of the okra. I'm planning on planting sugar cane in the same area. And so what I do is I spoke to a guy who had some sugar cane who said they'll be ready around the end of October or the beginning of November. So I'm probably gonna give him a call to see how he's looking on that, to see if he's still with the same time frame. And if so, I plan on cutting these down, I don't know, 2 weeks. I kind of want to give him a month, two weeks or so before I actually plan on planting it into this bed, only because I want to give the roots a little time to start dying before I put before I put the sugar cane in here. Because once I put the sugar cane in here, this is sugar cane's permanent spot. I love okra and a beautiful little buttercup. Man, hey, me too. We have some tree okra as well, some ink rumen 1010. We're gonna see that in a second too. I've only eaten one pod off of it, and then the top started to die. So then it started sending out side shoots, and I didn't know if I was gonna get any more okra. So I have not eaten any more okra from that plant. I just been harvesting the seeds because it's an heirloom variety from Africa. So I foregone eating tree okra this year to be able to have enough seed to make sure I have enough seed to grow it next year. So that's okay. That's okay. All right, we about done up in here though. We about done. We got some period peppers up in here too that we grew with these giants. Why? Cause I ain't got no sense. I ain't got no sense. Oh, I know y'all can't see me reaching way up here. I wish y'all could get though. This stuff is super tall. It's about getting that time where I cut the top to it off and make it branch out at the bottom. Oh yeah, we gonna show you that. And that ink rumen 1010 okra, that tree okra has pretty flowers. They go through. I think they start off a pinkish color in the morning. I've taken pictures of and I put them on I think I put them on my Instagram. On my Instagram, I suck at this. ISUCKATTHISSS. Yes, all those S's. Um, and just the way that the color changes to the flower within the course of a day. If you've ever grown okra, you know that flower's gonna be there for a day. It's gonna fall off at the end of the day. And here's my period peppers. They are down here. They looking pretty good actually. I mean, they okay. My homie who's grown these and I got these seeds from, his are like a foot and a half tall, but he also didn't plant his with giants either. And he for certain gets like, you know, He's on 10 acres with not a lot of trees, so gets a lot of sun. But we're gonna let these see if they get a little bit bigger before we start the harvesting. Yeah, no problem, man. I try to stream most mornings. The weather's been weird. If you started the stream, we've been having weird night, early morning rains, and I don't like being in the garden after it rains. That's an easy way to move disease around. Bottom of your wet feet slash shoes, feet for me. So I kind of stay out of the garden after it rains. We just got weird rain. It was just enough rain to keep me in the house, um, but not enough rain to actually water anything. So I still need to water. These ones like this, I don't like the deformed looking ones, because we will sell the extra stuff at the farmers market here. Um, so the ones that are ugly or the ones that get too big, I've started making okra powder. With them. Yeah. So yeah, check us out on Insta. Um, we kind of have a Facebook presence, but it's under my name, not the business name or anything else. So you'll see them. What was I saying? I totally forgot. Okay, the okra looking. See, it's a lot of little bitty pods that I would normally pick. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, like pods that are like this size, tad bit bigger. That whole 3-4 inches or so is like right up. And this is Clemson spineless okra. Why not? Wait. Hey, there you are. Why not? You are looking good. Haha, I appreciate it. Thank you. But this is the size I usually like picking okra. Now the bigger okra, like I said, if it gets big, because you ain't gonna see it all, some gonna slip past you. I dry that. I clean it, of course. Dry it in the dehydrator, and then grind it up, and we make okra powder. Okra powder we use as a thickener for soups, um, smoothies, anything that you just want to thicken something with, and you want the benefits of what's in the okra. I wish I knew what was in okra right off the top. Look, see this? See that right there? That's my nieces right there. See what I'm saying? I'm finna go wake their little butts up out of bed right now. No, I'm just playing. I'm not going to their house to say, come get this damn bottle. We'll have a talk about it today. I see them today. I think so. I don't know what this thing here is. We got this thing as a little bit of struggling something, but we turned it into something else. I mean, we're growing. All right. All right. See this mound of trees that we had, of tree remains. We're going to mulch this stuff. And once I finish building beds with the trees that we had cut down, um, we're going to get a mulcher, a chipper shredder. And we're going to mulch up that pile of stuff behind me. And we're going to put down wood chips in between the bed areas. The plan was to be through with this by Sunday and be working on this one this week. But it is what it is, right? Then we have our LSU gold fig, has some figs on it. I've been trying to pick these figs. I done picked two. Let's see down at the bottom down there. It look ugly, but it ain't all the way ready yet. This is a fig that gets yellow, LSU gold. It gets green when it's done. Never had a fig that gets green when it's done. I mean, I have a Cadota fig, but it's the first year. It's the one in that blue bucket closest to the fence with that single piece of aluminum foil wrapped around it. That's an air layer. That one had a couple of figs on it. It finishes green. It's my first time dealing with those two at this season. So, still learning. I'm from the Delta. So, for us, figs finish like a purple color. We have loofah. I think the queen says probably about 10 loofah on here that she's located. So, yeah. Will they finish? We'll see. We'll see how big they get. And next year we'll plant early. All right. We ain't got to really walk around for real, because we about to turn the water on. So we'll get a chance to see what's what then. I usually inspect the gardens on Mondays to kind of give me an idea of what to do for the week. And then every day we check out the garden in the morning. And it's just so, in case something goes, we are a natural farm, so we don't use any chemicals. So if there is something going wrong, being a natural / organic farm, it's best to catch it early. As if you want to do something with it. You catch it early, you're gonna barely turn it on. We just gonna get this a quarter of a turn. And I think it's less than a quarter turn. So I really want to say this thing spins around 2 or 3 times. Tropical hibiscus. Yep, we collect the flowers off this one. And we dry them for tea. Oh, we got some mushrooms growing in the garden. Oh yeah, we got mushrooms growing here next to the thyme and the lemongrass. Lemon thyme, lemongrass. Thought the sage died, but it grew back. Good job. Comfrey. Yeah. Down up in here. That little bitty thing down up in there. There's some chamomile. Old chamomile. Some mullein. The mulleins looking good. Next to the mullein, we have echinacea, purple coneflower. The pineapple sage is in bloom. This is some holy basil. This holy basil looks different than the rest of ours. But we do understand that um, when you grow anything that needs to be pollinated and it goes to seed, cross pollination will happen, and then eventually new varieties do pop out. It's just kind of how it goes. I appreciate it. Thank you. You got some rosemary. Rosemary looking good. Probably try to propagate this year. This year. And I always struggle with rosemary and thyme propagating those. It's so slow, and I'm so impatient. Yarrow is going to seed. Got some mugwort. I need to be clipping on and propagating. This is not gonna survive the winter, but I want to grow a lot of this stuff so I can make some fermented plant juice. You grew holy basil last year for the first time. Now, the holy basil. Now, that's one of our holy basils, right? Now, we found holy basil grows better in the shade. It does not like a lot of sun. Matter of fact, we finna walk over to the holy basil. And I know I turned the water on. The water is actually connected to these 3 beds. This bed is called Nothing, the Nothing from the Never Ending Story. Water hose is connecting it to nowhere, nowhere from Gardens of the Galaxy. And then this right here is Mother Earth, first Earth bed we have. I mean, technically, it's a little square bed. It's called Clayface. That's the first one that came with the house in this area. It was closer to the fence and shorter. I moved it from the fence and made it bigger. And we built the other beds. I built the other beds. Yours is in the sun. Yeah, see, I was catching sun in the morning like now because the sun comes up over here, but then it tracks around this way in the sky. So for most of the day, it's in the shade. And you see right here, I cut a branch off yesterday where it split. And it's actually in the house now drying. I'm gonna make some more, no, actually I'm gonna make a tincture out of this. We're gonna make a tincture. I usually make tea. Usually just dry. Oh, yesterday. Yesterday I made a tea with this. I used some roselle hibiscus and then some holy basil, and I used some peppermint. I think it was peppermint. It was either a mix of 3 different mints that we have. And it's pretty much just a teaspoon, a piece of each one on. And made some tea out of. So good. But yeah, but this thing gets huge. Like we have echinacea growing in here, and this is patchouli. And this is patchouli that is growing next to. This holy basil just crowds out everything. See how big? Let me see if I can zoom out. Zoom out. See how big this thing is? And it's just kind of laying down because the wind kind of, it didn't split it here, but it was split there. You guys probably can't see that, huh? No, because I can't see it and I'm looking. It was split right down up in there. I cut that arm off, took it in the house. And see, it's split right here. See that split? It'll be okay. Like, it's going to be all right with the split. Patchouli. Oh, yeah, patchouli. The smell good patchouli. The incense patchouli. Oh, yeah. Find out. This like shade, too. See how big this thing is? I think it's huge. We've propagated this as well. We'll go around to the front and see the propagations for it. I'm going to walk across this concrete. I'm not going to walk across that concrete. You're going to make my feet hurt, make my hips hurt. We got some clear sage. This is ginger. This ginger is tall. It lives out here. It survives. We're going to harvest it. Some cosmos. They are coming into bloom. Oh, we got a bee. He dead? No, he ain't dead. He just chilling. The bee just chilling. I can't believe that bee let me get this close to it. All right, slowly move your hands so you don't get stung. Strawberries in here. Now, this is the ginger patch. Let me put some ginger in here. We didn't plant it at the beginning of the season. Now, my plan is I'm going to harvest some of this ginger in the middle where it's tight, and the rest of it we just going to leave. We're going to leave it let it regrow, and then see how much ginger we get this time next year. Because this is about the time when it's starting to get ready. How do you know when ginger is ready? The tops die, just like sweet potatoes, just like regular potatoes. I love plants that die when they done. Top falls over and dies, we dig it up. So some of this I'm gonna dig up. It's good for heavy metal and detoxing the body. Yeah, yeah. Man, I don't know. We were the same way. We happened to see it somewhere. The queen grabbed that thing and she was like, I was like, man, I used to burn a lot of incense like this. So of course we dried and use it as incense. We use holy basil the same way though. Like these flowers, if you've grown and you smell these flowers, it is sickeningly sweet. The flowers and the leaves. So like if we don't really want it to go to seed just yet, we'll pop off the flowers. That's gonna change the taste of the leaves. Whenever it starts to go to flower, it changes the taste of the leaves because the plant is now starting to put energy into ripening seeds as opposed to dealing with leaves. So that's why the taste changes. But if you pop off these and dry them, we put them in small little mesh bags to treat them as air fresheners. You can put them one in your car. Small spaces it works best. A sock drawer, clothing drawer, somewhere that's an enclosed space, maybe a closet underneath your car seat. Um, yeah, we definitely we are definitely into the body. Now this is another holy basil. That's what happened. One of the branches broke earlier in the season. I just stuck it in there. Matter of fact, both of these. This one just got stuck in the ground because it was growing. That holy basil was actually growing in this bin with these peppers. One of these bins. I think it was this one. It was growing in here with these peppers and kind of crowding them out. So the queen was like, "You gonna get that thing out of? You just gonna let it grow?" My answer is, "Let it grow." But no, she was right. I got it out, put it over there, put a piece of it over here, and that's what happened. Same thing with this basil. This looks like thyme. I mean thyme. Thai basil, that purple top. We got some oregano. This oregano lives in this area. We just trim it back to 1 square foot every year. It grows, it grows, it grows. We cut it, give it a haircut, dry it. We use the oregano in the house. We have a Sam's Club. We bought Sam's seasonings, and then we keep the containers. And then we dry our own herbs and put them in there. Here's another piri piri, looking good. Let me not forget about the water. My bad, I'm probably gonna lose y'all while I disconnect this water. Maybe not. Let them cook. Oh, I'm finna get wet. Let go. Let go. There we go. All right, this is green Malabar spinach. This is red Malabar spinach. We do sell them. They are summer spinach. Um, we got grapes along this fence too. They are summer spinach. They like the heat. The leaves are edible and they're pretty. Um, the seeds I heard from somebody who said they had parents from Jamaica said that they usually use the seeds to make ink, which I could believe them because the seeds finish black and they do stain reddish purple when you try to harvest the seeds. So, and it does taste really good. I eat them raw, or you can cook them like spinach. The leaves are mucilaginous, kind of like okra. The bigger the leaves, the slimier they are. I always tell people that because I like to give people information. Oh, here go the tree okra. That's the tree okra. I know I said something about the tree okra. See how short it is? But it wanted to grow like a tree. This is the original top where it died. This is the new top. This part here is about ready. It's starting to split open. I'll probably harvest it tomorrow. I like to grab them when they start to split. At that point, you know the seeds are fully developed. And that's the process of the plant. In nature, the seed pod splits open, seeds fall on the ground, resows. You know what I'm saying? They overwinter, pop back up in the spring. That's how it works in nature. So for me, I like to let the pods stay on the plant until they split, but not until they start to split. You can kind of see it happening, but they hadn't opened. At that point, I'll pop off the leaves. I mean the leaves. I'll pop off the pod, put it in a brown paper bag for a few more days until I can hear it rattling around in the bag when I shake them. And at that point, then I just empty them out in the bag, label the bag, put them somewhere. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. You ready to move in with us? That's what's up. And like honestly though, the goal is to be able to start a community where it's like-minded people. Like if we had the finances, the resources to buy 100 acres and put like 10 or 15 houses on them so people can have several acres, we would ask people to move in. You know what I'm saying? The government come shut that down real quick because our whole thing will be self-sufficiency. We ain't asking for no money from you. We just want your skill set. The only thing we would want cash for is to buy things we can't produce ourselves. I mean, that sounds good. It sounds amazing, man. Experience has told us the government ain't gonna let that happen, though. But that don't mean they ain't gonna try it. They still gotta find out about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna be that popular. Then again, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, that is the goal. Is to have a community of like-minded people who have something they can produce and give to the community and give back to the community. I mean, that's the stuff my grandparents used to talk about. They grew food. They had gardens. Some people had hogs or cows or chicken, and they just bartered. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go down there and get some eggs from such and such, and we'll take them some peas or whatever. Man, that's how it's supposed to be. That's the real meaning of community. That's when you start really caring about people in your community. That's like the Amish. They get along so well because everybody provides a function, and the community can't survive without everybody, and they know it. But anyway, that's just me. I work as a natural. Man, if you do it to secure finances to provide for you, that's work. Work doesn't have to be hard. My father always told me if you do what you like what you do, you never work a day in your life. I do IT for a living, which I do love, and I'm just starting to find out now in my 40s that I like gardening more than I like IT. Nothing wrong with IT. I love it. Don't get it twisted. But it's just something about working for somebody else for so long. At some point, you start to realize you want to leave your own people something, and the only way to do that is to build it yourself. Nobody's gonna give it to you. And they'll make it difficult for you along the way, but a little perseverance, man, but a little bit of straightening. Let's see. So obviously, plants and herbs have been like yes, yes, yes. And we're learning more about the plants, getting into Ayurvedic medicine, the homeopathic things. We are starting to make more tinctures. We do currently have a peppermint tincture that I need to decant. About to make a holy basil tincture. Um, we ferment a lot of things. Like I found that I can't eat cheese now. Become lactose intolerant. Cheese is an inflammatory, whatever. Either way it go, it bothers me. But we do make a farmhouse cheese because I need to make lactic acid bacillus for my garden, lab for my garden, which is just the way when you come to making cheese. And that's fermented because I take rice wash water, let it sit for a couple days first. Then I added 1 part of that to 10 parts of milk to to make the cheese, and it does not bother my stomach. So um, that's the way we make cheese. Well, I make cheese. Everybody else can still eat regular cheese. And we are a predominantly plant-based family. The adults are. The children, the young adults, the teenagers, and the young adults, they eat what they want to. We tell them, but at the same time, they gonna have to just see. We ain't gonna force them. The whole lead a horse to the water thing. We'll show them what's right. We'll set the examples, and hopefully they see the importance before they start to have health issues. That's not much I meant to say. Nah. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. The Mennonites, yeah, the Mennonites will be the same way. I mean, I love their community. I'm just be for real. Like I was younger and I first came across Mennonites, the people with the hats, you know what I'm saying, the little hats on the back of their head. I didn't know. Didn't know what they were. Of course, I asked questions. Try to ask questions respectfully. Hey, what's up with the hats? Why y'all got them on? You know what I'm saying? Their religion, part of your culture. They were so happy to share. You know what I'm saying? I don't like making assumptions. It's easy to ask questions. People be like, you seem stupid when you don't ask questions. No, you seem stupid assuming something that you don't know. That's stupid. You ain't never stupid for asking a question about something you don't know. That's a personal thing. You worried about looking stupid. You should be worried about looking stupid by guessing something that you don't know when you could ask. That's crazy work. But okay, let's see. I gotta read these. I gotta read these. Yep. Quite a few in my class. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Drop that YouTube information, man. Because information is we need the information, right? People always I've heard over the weekend the day of the information age is gone. We're in wisdom now. True, but you can't have wisdom without information, right? You have to collect the information and then utilize, learn how to utilize to for it to become wisdom, right? Information is just a collection of data points. Well, data is just a collection of data. Information is once you take them data points and you make it useful, then it becomes information. In my opinion, learning from that information, using that information creates wisdom. I feel we trying to do more on social media too. It's about playing in that dirt. Let's go. It is. It is something about watching this stuff grow. Yeah, man. Look, we just learning. Like FAFO, baby. FAFO. That is our mantra. Fuck around, find out. Get out here, put some shit in the dirt and see what happens. Like seriously, bro. I'm an IT specialist and my partner is an educator. So you know what I'm saying, bro. You know, my grandfather was like a farm manager my whole life as far as I can remember. I'm 44, 45 years old. So up until he passed, that's all he did was work on farms. My grandmother gardened. I didn't really garden much. We were young. We was at the age where we would have been more in the way to the grandparents than actually been helping. You know what I'm saying? But eventually I picked it up. Hell, my mom even gardens now. She didn't garden much when she was younger. You know what I'm saying? She had to. So as she got older, like most people in that generation, they ain't had to do that stuff no more. And they had to. They didn't. It wasn't fun, right? You had to go catch chickens and wring their neck and clean a chicken. You ain't trying to touch no chickens when you don't have to touch a chicken, right? Same thing with the garden. But at some point she found joy in it again. And I'm envious of her garden. Her garden looks so good. It's greenhouse, smaller space, but she packs the food in there. I love it. I mean, every time I go out there, first thing I do is go get barefoot and go get in the garden. First thing. What? Yeah, it is the first thing. Then I go in the house and I say, hey, I do. You gonna see that stalker? They got a garden stalk out there. That's the oldest son out there, and they're playing in the dirt. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom did too. My mom told the stories of the stuff that they had to do. Now, she just said it was work. She's never let on to whether or not she didn't like it or not. I could assume with it being work and being a kid and having been a kid, right, more recently than she has, that it was not fun. You know what I'm saying? She told me about one of her sisters that just could not deal with the hoeing of the grass. So I imagine now it wasn't fun. As kids, none of the stuff we did that we look back on was fun. I hate cutting grass to this day. I do not cut grass. I pay somebody else to cut grass. I do not like cutting grass. Hate it. Hate it with a passion, Craig. With a passion. All right, let's get this strawberry towel. This strawberry towel we just made from dollar store pots and reclaimed footings. But what am I had to fix the fence? The fence fall, trees fall on it. Then I had to dig out the footings, and then that's what I do with the concrete. We are definitely about the reuse, upcycle type thing. Gotta try to keep the country. Gotta try to keep nature straight, right? Because if we ain't planning for it and taking care of it, then it ain't gonna take care of itself. Whether you believe in climate change is on you. I'm not here to be all into politics and all that other stuff. I'm just saying I believe in it. I just know from my few little years on Earth, it is way hotter now than it was when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I remember Halloweens as a kid having on jackets because it was chilly, not having on shorts around Christmas. Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that, man. I wish I could go back and do it again, man. A lot of our kids are older, young adults and teenage. You know what I'm saying? We about to be empty nesting in a few years. Uh, Man, that's something to say out loud. I'm thinking about that. Wow. But yeah, they ain't. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they ain't into it. The nieces are into it more than they are. Now, one of them does have a job where he's doing landscaping now. So he was like, man, I should have been out there with y'all. Yeah, yeah. Y'all would have been trying to. Y'all would have to pay off everything y'all did. I kind of hate that, but at the same time, I respect that about our kids. I mean, we teach them now that there ain't no free work. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of hard to balance ain't no free work with, it's okay to do something for people. trying to teach them not to be taken advantage of, but at the same time, charity is good, bro. Do something nice for somebody. You don't have to get paid for everything. 22 and you're 56. Man, I got a 23-year-old. I'm 45. We got a 23 or 22, finna be 18 or 17, and a finna be 16. We are a blended family. So we all boys too. All boys except for my partner. She's the only girl hanging in there. Only woman hanging in there. And we all scared of her understanding that. Yeah, they scared of dad when dad go. Yeah, they scared of mom by default. Hell, we all are. And women just command that presence, bro. Yeah. Yeah. I wish my kids would get more into it though. I mean, like honestly, I know my kids, right? So we know that they not gonna get into it like we get into it. We know that. But we just hope that they can find some some importance into the healthy eating part of it. And if maybe not that, maybe they can jump on the business part of it to just, we want to build something we want to pass down to our kids, right? We're trying to build generational wealth. They're gonna have to be involved at some point. But at the same time, they have their own dreams and their own aspirations. So we're gonna let them chase theirs. You want to have one? That's smart. Because kids are expensive. They are expensive. And they don't never go nowhere. People used to always say when you were younger, make sure you strap it up, boy. You mess around and catch something they're gonna kill you. AIDS. I'm like, what? That ain't killing people. That's KIDS. At least most disease, you got the decency to off you at the end, unalive you at the end. Oh no, not them kids. Oh no. They might make you wish you were dead, but they gonna take care of you, make sure you're straight so you can hang around longer. That's the disease that keeps on giving. KIDS. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I ain't got no sense. None whatsoever. These are just jokes, man. I love my kids. I tell my kids all the time, I hate all y'all equal. I don't want y'all to think I like y'all. They say, well, that's the same thing, though. You hate us all equally, I mean you love us all the same. I mean, you figure it out. I ain't gonna tell you everything. Use that hat rack on your shoulders. Duh. But yeah, it is definitely a thing to watch them grow. You know what I'm saying? To watch them grow and see who they become. I mean, cause me and my partner, we've been together for like 13 years, I think. Jesus, is that right? 12 years. 12 years, I think, going on 12 years. Ooh, man, for a long time. And so our kids were younger. So we looking at pictures of them when they were small, back when we were taller than everybody. Almost everybody taller than us now. We got some 6'3", some 6'4", some 6 foot, some 6'1". We got one of them who probably about 5'7", 5'6", my height. But just to watch the people the young men that they've become, or they are becoming, that's a thing. That's a whole thing. Just remember when they was so little, could barely talk. The youngest one used to not know the words to any song. Just sit there mumble along. Hey man, now he know the word to everything. Oh man, I wouldn't trade them experiences for nothing in the world. Thinking back on it. Boy, if my kids won't bother me, bro, I'd lose my mind. I mean, like honestly, that's how it goes. They get on my nerves until 5 minutes after they leave, and then 5 minutes after they leave, I'd be like, shit, where they went? It's so quiet in here now. Ain't nobody running in here, jumping on the bed, or just randomly coming in here messing with you. And they all ask for attention differently. I love it. All right. Usually water in the garden is boring. Like normally, I'm gonna be for real. I would normally just plug up this water hose and set a 10-minute timer for this bed, 40-minute timer for the 3 beds, a 15-minute timer for the one in the back, and 5 minutes for the ginger. Then we would move out to the outer rim. Oh, all my beds and stuff got names and stuff too. Geek names. I told you I do IT for a living. I am a geek, baby. This fence, we growing along this fence sometime. That fence is called Tatooine. Star Wars fan, baby. Matter of fact, I got a Star Wars t-shirt on today that says "Come to the dark side." With Darth Vader on there, Darth Maul, Kylo Ren, and General Grievous. Embrace your dark side, baby. Embrace your inner Sith. It is okay. Uh, yeah, we encourage people to be who they are. Learn who you are first, so you can develop healthy boundaries for people around you, because that's so important nowadays. Is developing healthy boundaries, because we all have to have them. And the earlier you practice healthy boundaries, the easier it becomes. Oh, you love it? Yeah, gotta have my Star Wars stuff. That fence over there, that's Tatooine. This part of Tatooine too, because in Star Wars, Tatooine was where Luke grew up. It was like a desert. It was a harsh area. This fence is a harsh area, so that's Tatooine. Now, this bed here was mostly clay. So Clayface, that's a Batman villain. Unless you read Batman comics or whatever, that's gonna be lost on you. This is from my childhood. I used to watch a movie called The Never Ending Story. The villain on The Never Ending Story was called the Nothing. So that's the Nothing. All right. That bed over in that corner, that comes from Guardians of the Galaxy. I mentioned it early on stream. That's called Nowhere. That's the floating head the giant floating head of a celestial. That bed is just the first bed that we built. That's called Mother. That didn't come with the house. We built that one first. That one's Mother, short for Mother Earth. And the one in the back is Polly. That's our pollinator bed. So Polly for short. Now, it wasn't supposed to have ginger in it. We recycle our soil, and the soil had ginger roots in it, and I didn't know. Didn't even know that they was gonna survive outside. Honestly, I had been bringing ginger in. We used to grow it in a pot. We used to bring it in every winter. Anytime temperature dropped below 50, treat it like a tropical plant. Bring it in the house. Only to realize, man, that crap would have survived. Probably wouldn't have survived a freeze, but the ones in the bed did. Which is why I was like, you know what? Let me put this little thing over here so we can get the ginger out the pollinator bed. Now this is a wicking pot. This pot here has a reservoir at the bottom that holds about 4 inches of water to feed these hungry trees. These ain't really trees, these um, pepper plants. We're gonna try to overwinter plants this year. We're gonna give that a shot, see how that works out. Never tried to really overwinter a plant. I've kept a pepper plant alive for like 2, 3 years just by bringing it in the house, but I didn't try to make it go dormant. I just brought it in the house. Yeah, and here look like it really needs some water. Yeah, it's the first day out here this week, bro. I've been kind of missing it for real. I wake up in the morning, go look out the window. I see it had been raining. I was like, man, I got to get back to watch stream video games. Like, there we go, got water coming out that hole now. So that means that this bucket is about full, at least up to the point where water coming out that hole. That's all we're gonna do with that. Let that happen. And this callaloo is about ready to harvest. Green amaranth. We're gonna harvest these seeds. You treat these seeds like quinoa. So why we watering this? Just because. I mean, this is not the best place to put a tomato, other than there's a fence right here. Not a lot of sun. But yeah, we're gonna get that some water. You ain't really give us no tomatoes this year. A couple. Don't worry though. Don't worry. It's alright. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what am I gonna be? I also need to take some cuttings. It's that time of year where I need to start propagating blackberries, figs. We're gonna try the blueberries again. I tried blueberries this year. Blueberries take so long. I think it was doing well, and then I think I removed the tops from the humidity dome. a little bit too soon. But you live, you learn. Let's see what we got over here. All right, we're just gonna work our way around. We are not gonna water the herb garden. A lot of stuff in there seems not to like a lot of water, so I try to water that on like Sundays. Even though I didn't water it this Sunday, it got a little rain and nothing looks like it needs water. So we're not gonna bother that. We're gonna just let that ride Clyde. I think we have gotten pretty much everything watered up here. The beds I'm not really tripping on because if I don't water the beds well, I can always just come back and hook up the water hose to get them watered. Now let's check out. I want to check out our. Let's just drop that right there. We'll check out our JLF Jadam liquid fertilizer. We used some of this a couple of weeks or last week, and to just refill it, all I did was just went over to this area, pick some of those weeds over there, drop them in this bucket. Then I reached down at the bottom of that bag right there, grabbed some of that leaf mold compost out of there, dropped it in this bucket, and then I had buckets of water. Just refilled the bucket. That's it. See that? Look at that. Look at that. And makes a good nitrogen rich fertilizer because of all the leaves. But we use this at a ratio of, I'm gonna get this right, 1 to 20. 1 parts of this, 20 parts of water. So that basically for a gallon, it ends up being. I did the math. I don't forgot the math. Just that quick, because I just do the math again. Uh, 1 to 20 ends up being about what is it? A little bit over half a cup. A little bit over. I think it's like 6 ounces. 6 ounces a gallon. I think that's what 1 to 20 ends up being. 6 ounces a gallon. So, all right. All right. What else is up here? I got all the strawberries. I got all the grapes. Oh, look at the cayenne pepper. Seen the little cayenne looking pretty good. This cayenne looking way better than the other one. All right. All right. Let's go get these loofah and cucumber over here. We're gonna water the tea tree and the hibiscus. I had to keep calling this thing a tree. It's a tea plant. It does not like being in this pot. It does not like this wicking pot. So we're gonna do something else with it. And with these wicking pots, it's the same way as that big one. I just water until I see water come out the weeping hole. I don't think this one does a good. I don't think the plant does a good job at going down and getting the water that comes out of that's in the reservoir. That's probably me trying to DIY some stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Just willing to get out here and try, baby. All right, so we're gonna get this hibiscus. Some drinking. We're gonna see about propagating this hibiscus too. We got a couple of branches that lean off to the side I want to just get rid of to kind of make it more compact. But I like to learn how to propagate things. Making more things is important to me and fun. Because when we move from this spot, we're not gonna be here forever. Like I'm not planning on digging up trees and stuff. Plan on putting them in the ground. Some of these trees and things in the ground. But I plan on just taking propagations of them. So we can move them to the new place, the real homestead. By real homestead, I mean actually where we can have chickens and stuff. We can't have chickens in this subdivision. Chickens are considered livestock and we can't have livestock. Plus anyway, chickens are loud. I wouldn't even do that to my neighbors here. No loud chickens. Definitely not a rooster. All right, we got to come up with some names for the beds out here. Now we came up with a name for this middle area. The middle area is called Fallen Pines. Makes sense when we had trees. We just got like 12 trees removed, and they were dying from a few years ago from the, I think it was that beetle that killed the trees, and we had crazy hot weather. Crazy hot. For Mississippi to be 100 degrees plus for 30 plus days, bro. That is not how we get down. But that's what happened. 100 plus degrees for 30 plus days. It's crazy work. garden was struggling. Actually, the trees saved us though. I mean, we were able to still grow. I had to water like crazy daily, but the trees provided enough shade that we could actually grow. So we're gonna get these really good water on. I'm always trying to water slowly enough so the soil actually absorbs the moisture. And I really kind of want a little bit of excess water to make it out the bottom. Not too fast though. As you can tell, this water hose is barely on. That's to slow down. That is to increase the absorption. The slower it comes out of the water hose, the more time the soil has to absorb it before it just flows through. So you'll see me kind of going back and forth. And that's to get the soil time to absorb over here. And we do the same thing. Ooh, what is wind and chilly. Ooh, I'm kind of chilly. About time to break out the sweaters. I say sweaters, the hoodies and the joggers. Oh yeah, once it gets cold, I won't be barefoot out here. I don't mind being cold. I don't really want my feet being cold. All right, let's head on out here. Let's see what we got. We're gonna start left and go right. Ooh, what am I pulling? Okay. Okay. Falling pines. Yeah, falling pine. Queen came over though. Now we just gotta actually come up with the names for the beds. I mean, my OCD say name everything, so I can call a particular bed by name. Designate that thing. I don't think I'm gonna reseed up in here though. I think these look good. Matter of fact, I kind of like the way those did. Those kind of thinned out nicely. Plant the rest of those peas. Leave me alone. I'm gonna plant the rest of them peas. I'm gonna get them peas. Matter of fact, I got a few meetings today. Probably get to them today though. We're gonna put those peas over there. I think these beans look pretty good with the number that they have, number of peas that they have in them. But yeah, you are right. I am gonna definitely plant those peas. I mean, we need to plant and get rid of them so we can purchase more if we need to. So yeah, it's time for that second sowing of peas. Now the peas we want to eat for certain, but the peas over in here aren't necessarily as much for eating as much as they are for nitrogen fixing. We're trying to treat them as a cover crop that's edible. Um, we hadn't amended that bed. It's just the soil from that area. Hadn't done anything. So we're gonna try to let some nitrogen fixing happen. We're gonna let the peas pull the atmospheric nitrogen from the air and store it in their roots. And then once the plants are dead, we're gonna cut the tops. The soil life is gonna eat the roots, poop out the nitrogen. So the crop next spring, or spring coming up, will have that available nitrogen. That's the goal anyway. Plant the rest of those peas. I'm gonna plant them peas. I'm gonna plant them peas. Let me stop acting like I'm agitated. I'm not. Yes, baby, I'm gonna plant them peas. I'm gonna get them done. Cause we had birds eat like 9 of them that we were planning on transplanting. Like, these birds ain't got no chill, bro. You know, it's so disrespectful. Just disrespecting. The birds at the others. Oh yeah, they ate the others. Yeah, they ate the ones that were ready to transplant. That was probably like 4 or 5 inches tall. Yeah, they did. Just snapped them all right at the ground. And I'm up here trying to make bird baths and feed the birds sunflower seed that we grow. Oh, I caught what you meant. But thanks for the clarification. All right. We are moving on along. We got some fresh people in the stream. I hope we able to share some info. I love sharing info. People always come to me and act like I know what I'm doing. Bro, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Stop acting like I know what I'm doing. Just getting out here willing to mess it up, baby. Whew, now that song feels good. Feels good. This is Lucy. This is one of Lucy kids. You want Lucy Lemon Tree kid. Matter of fact, this is Joker Lemon Tree, one of my homeboys, one of my gaming partners, one of my close friends named Joker. And this is his tree. So until he come to get this tree, we keep making little trees off this tree. But one, his tree is tall. You gonna be able to get it inside a vehicle. And so we've been just kind of pruning it up. I've been practicing air layering on this thing. I think we probably have, I don't know. Lucy and probably had 4 or 5 kids around here. Easily. Lucy dead. Lucy didn't make it. Lucy rooted in the ground one year. And so when it came time to move her, I couldn't because she was rooted. And she did not survive the winter. Matter of fact, the very first frost, she gave up the ghost. We still had her kids though. We still had her kids and they were inside. They were in the garage. In the garage. Alright, that looks about full. We gonna make our way on around. I wish I knew what this thing was really called. I've looked up this plant. I just don't remember the name of it. Somebody from the market gave us this plant. And well yeah, we're gonna keep it and grow it. May have some uses. Same thing with that green emerald. That's how we got the green emerald. And we have an elderberry. We now have an elderberry that somebody gave us. She said the hubby wasn't gonna let her grow nothing else. I think that's what she said. Or either he kept hitting it. One of the two. Hitting it with the weed eater lawnmower or whatever. And so we have it. We rehabbing it. Trying to bring it back to life. Yeah, now it's time to work out some irrigation, bro. I was already tripping on irrigation. I say tripping. Definitely need to work out irrigation. I need to figure out a cost-effective way to do it and then start implementing it. Like, I don't really want to just throw money at the situation. I ain't got no money to be throwing at situations like this. Money that I want to spend on stuff like this is what I'm trying to say. But definitely gonna have to work on the irrigation. I don't want to have to hand water too much at all. But honestly, I would love to not have to hand water anything. But as things expand, it's expected. But for our permanent locations, I need to implement some irrigation. I would like to be able to travel and stuff, right? And I don't want to have to sit here and water this thing every day. And of course, we have kids that can get it done, young adults that can get it done, but you know, they have their own lives. Right. We are, oh yeah, look at that. We are just about out of time. So we're just going to keep watering until we run out of time. And I'll more than likely pick up water later on. This will be the point to where I hand water what I need to and then just plug up the hose on these separate places. breathing. Avocados look good. We're gonna have to get some soil compounds. We need to make more soil. The queen reminded me of that yesterday. I need to make that storeroom. Grab some components, some soil components. Cause we got some stuff we need to plant, propagate. All right. Pomegranates. All right, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna get this here watered, these pomegranates watered, and then once we get these watered, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk this water hose down over there to them blackberries, blueberries, to those blueberries down there. We just drop it in there. I'm gonna just drop the hose in there and let it run for probably 10 minutes. When it's hooked up to the soaker hose, I usually let it do 15. But considering the soaker hose is limiting the amount of water that passes through it, so I think if I leave it uninstructed, barely on for 10 good minutes, it'll be similar. Probably be more water than I'm looking for, but not a big deal. All right, that looks like about full. That's about full. All of these about full. But yeah, I'm gonna water this other side on the way back up. In other words, we're gonna stretch out this water hose all the way down, take everything down there. Then on our way back up, we'll stop and get the trees on the other side. Come on, don't pull that up. Let's go. I'm not like you. Yeah, I grew up on the other side. Whoa. Got a little resistance there. Let's make sure I'm not pulling too much of this thing. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, we'll just drop this right here. We're gonna just drop that right there. And we're gonna come back. What time is it? So I can remember to set a timer. Okay, so good. 10 more minutes. Flipper ripper. Woo. Yeah. Embrace your dark side, baby. Embrace your dark side. Anyway, appreciate. Ooh, just. My bad. My bad. My bad. There we go. I look good now. There we go. All right. Appreciate everybody showing up. And what did I do with the stand? I think I took it over here to the garden area. Yeah, go grab them okra. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call this thing fair. Today is Thursday. We will be out here tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna rain again. So we'll be out here tomorrow seeing what needs to be done, prepping for the market on Saturday. Appreciate everybody for showing up, spending some time with your boy, talking to me, interacting. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was entertaining. So y'all know how this goes. Let's do the YouTube stuff like you're supposed to. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell notification, hit the bell icon for notification. Again, I am on Instagram. On Insta, I suck at this. ISUCKATTHISSS. All right. So after all that, it's the stuff we have to do. Y'all know how this goes. Create more than you consume. You don't have to suck at this because I do. Y'all have a good one, all right? Peace.